What's poppin', my YouTube fam? So today we made about $7,000 in a 10 or less than a 10-minute trade. We're gonna recap this trade right here for you. First but not least, let's go ahead and take a look at the week and take a look at this year so far. So without further ado, recently, right, this month has been the slowest month in a long time for me, but it has also been the craziest month the market has seen in about 14 years. So no surprise there, right? Usually when the market is very risky, very volatile, and very uncertain because of certain tariffs and certain presidents and certain things going on, conflict, whatever, I like to be risk adverse, right? My main goal, my main thought process every single day that I wake up is I want to protect the money I have, right? It gets easier once you actually start making money and having a lot on your account. You kind of start to be more protective versus kind of trying to make more money. You really want to protect your capital, right? That shift in mindset kind of is a big aha moment for a lot of traders, and for not just people who are profitable, but for people who are unprofitable looking to get profitable. That shift in mindset is very big. So let's talk about what happened today in the trade we took. Before that, let's just take a look at our year so far. So again, super slow. Y'all can see kind of, me going from, let's see here, me going from, November, this is when the whole inauguration, whole election, Trump shit started, right? Before Trump, bring back the Biden markets. So you see a big difference from 58K a month, 21K, 64, 54, 61. Last month was pretty great, only 2 red days. We killed last month somehow through this craziness. And this month, super slow so far. You can see that the money, right, the profit, the dollar value going down. Now think to yourself, why are you making less money compared to, before the whole election period started, right? It's making kind of, except for August was Japan market crash. Again, you can tell when the market's crazier. I tend to not perform as well. So I like consistent markets. I like markets that I can predict and that I can read. Not predict, that I can have a really good read on. But you can kind of see when this happens, right? We start to make a decent amount of money. Then recently we have been sized down. That is why we've been sized down. The market is uncertain and risky. I size down. Very simple stuff there, but elementary as hell, but most people don't understand, right? They don't understand why you should size down. And even looking at a month kind of like March, right? March was difficult for a lot of people, but, right? We only had 14 trading days in March, right? We didn't trade many days, right? That last week was killer for me, but other than that, we didn't trade that many days in March, right? And that's patience is key. Today, we waited 3 hours for a setup. A lot of people had FOMO today where they were chasing this move down, where we waited for a liquidity sweep. And after the sweep of liquidity, what happened? Market pumped up to VWAP following our plan. So this was my plan this morning, right? Every single day in the Discord right here. Let's pop this up. We just posted my recap right here every single day. I post a daily plan here. I post a video of what I want to do. I post my charts where I want to go long at. And right here, we had that level that was plotted right here. This is so let's take a look at the level first. I'm going to look at everything else. Also, the trade I caught, right? This is all live. This trade was all live. It's signaled by our signal bot, and then people live. A lot of people took it with me. Let's go ahead and take a look at the profits that some people made with me today. Our other analysts had the same read as me today, so double confidences. But a lot of people made some bank with us today. Shout out right here, following that long that we were patient on, right? So our pre-market plan, right, we had 30-minute demand right here. We have supply right here. You can kind of tell how good the supply and demand levels are, right? We yesterday, or this pre-market, we made a demand yesterday. We made a supply yesterday from Powell. So we made a demand, popped into supply from Powell, sold off into this demand we made overnight as well, right? And then popped back off into this supply we made pre-market and are starting to sell back off. So see just how strong and how respectful this market actually moves and accords to a supply and demand. So our setup was market was selling off, right? As we were selling off, obviously since the open, we had volume dies off, but slowly the sellers, these little red bars you see here, were slowing down, right? Not only that, we had a major liquidity level, which is an overnight session low right here that we swept. And after we swept, what happened? We got met by a massive amount of buyers. Right? That was step number 1. Now this consolidation right here is what allowed me to put my risk below the consolidation and aim for VWAP for an incredible risk to reward ratio of about 5.4 right here. Now, again, I was sized down. Usually if I was full size in this play, I would have made like $15,000, $20,000. But since I'm sized down in this current market, which might be going, I've seen the market is slowing down a lot right now. Every time something comes out about tariffs, the market reacts less and less. So as this is happening, I'm going to start to size back up. right? But what do we have? Massive sell side absorption in this consolidation. What does sell side absorption mean, right? It means that we see a lot of aggressive sellers getting absorbed by passive buyers and failing to move price down. You can tell that by the negative delta we see right here. Another thing, right? Look at the book map, right? We see a bunch of same exact price points. So this right here is this right here on the book map. We see a bunch of aggressive selling, right? Hit an offer of passive buying, which is these dark lines you see right here below price. They were hitting these passive buyers and failing to hold lower prices. So usually when the market has an excess of passive buyers than aggressive sellers, the market will squeeze and move up like it did right here, right? Squeeze to the upside. So that was my setup for this play, right? We swept liquidity, number one, swept liquidity into a buy side imbalance we made from that move up on yesterday's close. Number two is we saw a lot of sell side absorption after we saw buyers, after we swept liquidity into a buy side imbalance, right? Number three, our risk to reward ratio was really, really good. So we scaled in during this setup, right? So we actually took this twice. First attempt, we got stopped out. Second attempt, we got in half size again, right? After we broke the consolidation right here and confirmed that we're going to make a move back up to the next point of invalidation, which is VWAP, we added into full size right away after we saw the break. Not only did we see the break, we saw a buy side imbalance get formed on the break, which gave me extra confirmation to add in some more. Then we took it all the way to VWAP. While this is happening, we have the VIX fully filling the gap and having a ceiling, so it makes a move down. Again, the VIX is a nice inverse of the ES or S&P 500. So everything kind of aligned for this play. We were in a decent amount of size, not crazy, took about $7,000. This trade took less than 10 minutes, but the key thing is here, we sat through all this noise where I didn't see a setup, and then once we saw a setup happen, we took the trade. So patience pays off. Patience is key. Just recapping you about today. The rest of the week was difficult for me, right? We had Powell yesterday, so we played into some chop. We'll talk about yesterday a little bit. Yesterday down here, right? We tried shorts right here. We got manipulated to the upside, and then we sold off. I hit my loss limit right here, actually. The day before that, we actually made a very, very nice play. We took about like 36 points, I think, on the ES following this market. Let me go ahead and open that. So we actually, again, tried this out twice. We tried the shorts here, got wicked out, entered again, and took it right to VWAP for like 36 points right there. The day before that, we actually hit our loss limit. So same thing as the Wednesday, right? We had the right read of shorting the market, but we got the wrong timing. So we tried to catch a couple of shorts here, got manipulated to the upside, and then started to sell off. So we had right reads this week, just bad timing on some of the setups. But every single day, we almost knew exactly what the market was going to do. Just could not time it correctly. But when we did time it correctly, we hit full TP. R&R is great, right? 5 R&R for this trade. Usually our R&R is great, which is why we can lose so much and still be profitable and still be up about, this is March, and still be up about 4 or 5K for the week, even though we lost most of our trades, right? Literally lost most of our trades this week, but still up for the week. That's why risk to reward is super, super key and super, super important. And that's why scaling up has been big for me. So when I lose, right, I'm only losing a little bit, but when I win, I'm winning a lot because I'm scaling up, right? That happened on today's trade, for example. I appreciate y'all watching this video. Hopefully you learned something. If you want me to make a video on whatever it is, order flow, footprint, book map, risk to reward, supply and demand, just leave it down in the comments below and I will try my best to make the most popular one. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you can please subscribe. That's all I'm asking you to do is subscribe to me just so I can see that y'all are enjoying these videos. And if you want to learn more about my strategy, I have like a full free in-depth PDF course. Well, it's not really a PDF course, just a bunch of video lessons, platform settings, basically teaching you everything about my strategy for free. I'll leave that below in the comments. And without further ado, guys, I will catch you on the next one. Peace.